Okay, we are live now. Yeah. Good evening to you, Coach.
Yeah, good evening to you too,
Yeah, thank you so
Mr.
much.
New Yorker.
Thank you so much for making yourself available again. Um, Thanks
No worries.
for coming on the show to give us support as usual. Um, we are here to preview the tomorrow's game against Manchester United, Chelsea versus Manchester United. Um, so, what do you make of the manager's press conference? What's your take on the things he talked about?
Um, I've seen a few of them. I think, in all honesty, I don't think I paid attention to it too much that you can say I'd speak factually about what he said and what he didn't say. Um, yeah, so I'm not gonna pretend I watched that then. Yeah.
He was asked about if they were going to give Cole Palmer a new contract, and because Alfred Gilchrist just signed an extension, so though he declined to answer that anyway, he saw that as an overzealous question. And then he refused to comment about what Todd Bowley said. He said he can't talk about the owner, which I think that is very respectful enough. A manager
Yeah.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
respond to everything.
No, he doesn't have to. I think I just
Yeah,
wish he started doing that since he joined us. I think had he been like that during his previous press conferences, I think we wouldn't be talking so much about him, except the performance. But the majority of the times, you hear people talking about what he said, what he didn't say, why he should have said. When again, suggesting that he should have said things differently than the way he said it. So I think, yeah, he should talk less. If the question isn't about the game, I don't think he should waste the time responding to the questions that aren't asking about Chelsea's situation or about the preparation of the team and all that, because he's not good at giving good answers that the fans will like, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. Then I, what's your take on the game tomorrow? You see, we he talked about Ben Chilwell likely to be absent due to illness from recovery. Do you really think Chilwell's absence will make a lot of difference, considering the fact that he really
But I don't think so. But
he
maybe I'm
wasn't
saying
present
that
in the
because
last one?
yeah, I don't think so, really. After all, he hasn't played that much. We've been we've actually done well in his absence. I get it when he returned from injury. He improved the team. Kukurea is capable of fulfilling that role effectively. If anything, the difference is that Benchwell is more offensive minded than Kukurea is. I think Kukurea he would do a good job. It's just that the risk remains that if anything happens to Kukurea, then we'll be in a lot of trouble, which means we'll most likely reshuffle the positions of the players to get that issue sorted out, which could lead to players playing in what you could call positions that are natural to them. So I'm not too concerned about Ben Chilwell's absence. Had it been Gusto or maybe Enzo Fernandez, then maybe Cole Palmer, then yeah, I'd say yeah, we're in trouble. I don't think Ben Chilwell's absence will be felt that much.
Okay, yeah, the same opinion I have too. Okay, the good news there is that Trevor Chalobah and Malo Gusto might be fit to play tomorrow. Initially, it was reported that they are ruled out, but so they might be fit to play. While Robert Sanchez may also return. So, what's your take on Trevor and Malo? Do you really think the possibility of them making it is high?
No, Gusto will play definitely. I think the talks that he wasn't going to play was just you can say what Bobby talks about in the morning on the show, just to keep Man United guessing, to ensure they're not too sure, too certain with regards to what Chelsea player starts or what Chelsea player will be missing. For Chalobah, I don't see him starting. I'll be shocked if he starts. I think, if anything, if the manager decides not to start Badiashile, then the most likely candidate to be selected will be Thiago Silva, and that's because you could say last time we played we missed his leadership, but at the same time I have to be honest. The fact that he didn't travel and Ben Chilwell, who's what's his name, Benoit Badiashile, who's been out injured, started before him. That's telling. But I could be wrong, but let's see what happens. For Trevor Chalobah, I don't see him starting over Benwa Badashile. That's because uh, the fact that I mean, it's believable to say the club are looking to sell him, that he will most definitely leave the club in the summer. Um, I don't see the manager prioritizing Chalobah over Benwa Badashile. Badashile, by the way, wasn't that bad in our last game. I get it because we drew 2-2, so it was easy to just start finger pointing and say it was one of the reasons why we considered the goals we considered. Had we won that game, I don't think people will be talking much about the mistakes he made on the day.
Yeah, you're right though. Watching the game, his performance doesn't really look bad, but his rating on the stats was really, really poor. I think he was about 3 or 4, not more than 4 though. He wasn't up to average. Then for Trevor, yeah, he and Malo Gusto trained today, but I agree with you that since he even has issues of fitness, he has a doubt of fitness. There's no way he will be starting above Badiashile and the legend himself, Thiago Silva. So Malo Gusto, hopefully he plays and hopefully is able to finish the game in a good run. And Robert Sanchez, well, he's welcome back to enjoy the bench. I'm really
Oh yeah.
scared of his errors. So also Man U has Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez. Both of them are also out, and they are defenders too. So, what advantage do you think that might put Chelsea?
So you broke up. Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, I said Manchester United also has Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez out. So I was saying that what advantage do you think Chelsea can derive from the absence of those two players?
Nothing.
Because they are
Nothing.
defenders.
They still have Maguire. Maguire, he's been, you can say, he has been performing for Manchester United of late. Varane isn't bad. He reached the games up very well, and that's a
Absolutely.
good mix. Maguire, he's excellent aerially, not excellent on the ball. Varane is good on the ball. He reached the game very well. If anything, here's the thing. I've said this 1,000 times. Charity FC is well and truly in existence, and I'm not going to take that back. I did say that before the Burnley game, and lo and behold, it happened. But this case isn't. You could say United. They've been doing well too, and well, the form for them and us, you could say, pretty much the same. In 5 games, they've lost just one. They've lost 3-1. They lost by 3-1 to Manchester City. And we in 5 games we've won 3 and drew 2. So uh, I don't think no. I don't think they will be as strong as ever. And it just seems in recent years, it just seems as no matter how badly they've been playing, whenever they're playing Chelsea, you see the best of Manchester United. In all honesty, and I don't. No. I no advantage from that given the absence of Lindelof and the other player you mentioned. No, it's the same thing. They're still perfect, really.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct because I'm really, really concerned about Manchester United because Chelsea has really not been able to really, though we've had a good run of draw in a while until recently when we started losing to them. We would like play each other as if we are both respecting each other, as if nobody wants to, how do I put it? It's like nobody wants to really go at each other, and then it ends up in a draw. But unfortunately, lately we've been losing to them. The last loss was even very disgraceful.
Yeah, the 2-1 loss at Old Trafford. The loss, you can say, yeah, the more disgraceful one is the one before the last one. They beat us 4-1 at home. But this one for me comes across as something, given the fact that we're averaging 1.8 goals per game and the average 1.4. We're scoring more goals than them, but that doesn't mean anything. The game is played over 90 minutes plus at a time. But if we're going to go by what statistics tell us, it's the sort of game that will most likely end in a draw. And if either team ends up winning, it will be just by a slim margin. That's because we're pretty much the same in terms of form. Their goal difference, they have 0 goal difference. We have, I think, 2 in total. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Also, if you look at it, we've scored. How do I put it? We've considered a lot of goals this season. Our goal conceded has equaled what we considered last season. So, and I don't think it's. I don't think it puts us at an advantage because we may still likely concede more. But the good thing is, how many points are we? Have we clocked 40 points?
Yeah, we're at 40 right now. Let me check it for you.
Okay.
We're 12th and at we're 40 points. We have two goal difference.
You're right.
Balance.
Yeah, we were 39 before the last game. Yeah, we're 39 before the last game. So we're 40. Yeah. So I didn't expect Charity FC during that last game. Like I at least expected it. And then and it happened. At least we shared point. So even though we could have lost, but we didn't lose. But I didn't expect that we're not going to beat Burnley. So we if we look at it head to head, we've not won Manchester United in the last 12 games. In the last 12 games that we played them, we've not won them. We drew 7 games and we lost 5 in the last last 12 encounters. So the last time we defeated Manchester United was in 2018. 2018 was the last time we defeated them. Did you hear me? I said 2018 was the last time. Yes, 2018. We haven't won them. The last 12 games we've had, we've drew 7 times, and then we lost 5. In the last 12 games.
Mostly draws.
Yeah, mostly draws.
In the FA Cup, we beat them in 2020. Okay, you didn't count that. Yeah, in 2020 we beat them by 3-1. In an FA Cup game. I think I remember Mason Mount scoring in that.
No. Yeah, no. That's 2018 was the last. Okay, sorry, the last time we beat them in the league. Now I was referring to the league specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2018 was the last time we beat them in the league. So and then the last 12 games we've played in the league, we lost 5 and we drew 7. So it's been a lot of draw fiesta between we and them. So do you think they will be looking at doing a double over us this time? Because they beat us already.
I mean, they will. I think usually when you have such a record, you do go into games with the confidence that you will get another win. You can say if you get beaten a certain number of times by a particular team, then it becomes, you can say, a record that you need to more like it becomes difficult to overcome. So we need to put in a lot of work to be able to beat them. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do it, but I'm not giving up. We have a team that's capable of beating Manchester United. The question is now is, will we beat them? So it's difficult. The fact that record makes it even more difficult for us to get a win. But if we're going by what the numbers or maybe statistics tell us, this is the sort of game that will most likely end in a draw. That's because the disparity between our average goal, that is, we're averaging 1.8 goals per game so far this season, and the average 1.4. So the disparity is just zero point 0.4, which means it can go either way. It can end in a draw. One of the two teams can win by a slim margin. But you don't script football. So I'm not too sure. The record comes into play because it plays in the minds of the players. And especially when you don't,
Yeah,
we have a
and
lot of
you know
games.
the
Yeah, they're not mature enough to look beyond that record and just recognize that the game is played over 90 minutes plus at the time and just put in the work needed to win a game and maybe get lucky and win it. But go ahead, you were saying something. Sorry.
yeah. So far, in Premier League this season, we are currently on top three in average number of big chances created per game. Um, and then we are still 14th on the table. What do you think we can do to salvage all these things? Because, like you said,
Put away
we
our
have a team that is
chances.
capable of beating Manchester United, and I can say that we have a team that is capable of beating anybody.
Just
But
put
our
away our
situation is,
chances. Like, listen, the fact that we've not been as clinical as we should be, uh, and the truth remains, I have my opinion of the manager, but that's by the way. The truth remains, no matter how you see the manager, whether you think he's not good enough for the club, the fact remains, had we been clinical in front of goal, we'd be in a better place in the table right now. And that's the truth. So, I think the simple logic, you can say, states that yeah, we just start put away our chances and we'll be with that the problem will be solved at least maybe to you can say a considerable measure, which will lead to us and maybe achieving the European place. I'm not sure how else to phrase it, but it's simple really. Numbers say that had we been clinical, we'd be better placed in the table, so which means that we just have to be clinical. And it's not as simple as it sounds. That's because, yeah, there are other factors in play too.
yeah, absolutely. I agree with you because if we have been taking our chances, we will have won more games. We will have our points will have been higher. I will have been in a better situation. But then there
Mhm.
was a time Todd Bowley said he was talking about the XGs when the goals wasn't coming, and he said the XG shows that our chances are high, and then our expected goals is high, and then he said it's just a matter of time. Goals will soon start coming, and gradually the goals are coming. Yeah, not enough to win games, not enough to win all the games we need to win, but really the goals are coming. So, what do you have to say to that? Do you think even though we are top three in the average number of big chances created, do you think a time is going to come that these chances will be put behind the net as sufficient as needed?
I mean, in terms of goal scoring, I think that has improved. It had you can
Yeah,
say it's you can say in the past I think it changed at one point I think it was about 2 points. I can't quite remember. Then it went down to 1.4. Now it has improved again up to 1.8 per game. We're averaging 1.8 goals per game. I think yeah, I think our average goal per game has improved. I wouldn't say significantly. It's nothing to celebrate. It's still low. I mean, 1.8
yeah, sure.
isn't anything to celebrate. Um, so I think there's been improvement. I have to agree, but not enough improvement to say, yeah, that when you look at it, you say, yeah, you know what? I think we'll finish the season well. There's no guarantee. That's because today we're able to score three. Tomorrow we struggle to score one, and the next day we score two, and the opposition will score two. You can say, yeah, in turn, canceling the goals we scored in that particular game. It's not that simple, really. It's a complicated situation.
Yeah. So, talking about chances and goal scoring, Cole Palmer has been involved in 21 Premier League goals. He has 21 goals involvement, and he has scored 13 goals with 8 assists. Um, 13 goals with 8 assists, putting everything at 21. So only Jimmy Floyd Hazelbank and Diego Costa has achieved better in their first season. Jimmy Floyd has 32 goal involvement in 2000 to 2001 season. Then Diego Costa had 23 goal involvement in his first season, that is 2014 to 2015 season. So do you think Cole has prospect of scoring more, and do you look at him stepping up tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd say we've seen. You can say he's performed consistently. And one thing is this. One thing I've learned about him is that he's a confident chap. One bad performance, it doesn't lead to him having subsequent bad performances. Even in a single game where you still be telling someone that Cole Palmer has been poor in this game, and then the next few seconds he scores a goal or gets an assist. He's that good. I think he's performed consistently for us. In one game where he came across as if he was poor was I think one of the FA Cup games or Carabao Cup games where he started as number 9 and missed 3 chances in one game. But he did everything else correctly. It's just that he wasn't lucky on the day, maybe. If you ask me, I think he can. Yeah, he will come up big for us. The last time we played Man U, he was the person that got the only goal we scored against them, wasn't he? The last game we played against Man United, he was the person that scored the only goal we scored on the day.
Yeah,
I think he was him. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I'll check. So
I think so. Yeah,
I think he will come. Yeah, he will come up big for us tomorrow. But they say a tree cannot make a forest. We need the entire team to perform as a unit, and not Cole Palmer performing as an individual. Because the truth remains, he there's a chance he scores 4 goals tomorrow. But if we don't perform as a unit, we'd end up conceding 5 goals. And when you're playing against a team like Manchester United, they are capable of scoring 5 goals in a game, no matter how poor they've been, or even if they've not been scoring that much of late.
that's true. That's true. I'm trying to see. I think it was shots on goal. Um, okay, we got the goal on the 45th minute, but who scored it? It should be him though, I'm not sure.
No, but
Okay.
let's verify.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
So do you have any expectation on
Okay,
missing
this
man
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Uh, there's no telling what will happen, but there's something I've learned. Uh, Again, I've followed football long enough to know usually players when they play against a former club, they tend to be at their best. So I won't be surprised if he scores tomorrow. Yeah. So Palmer scored for us in the 45th minute.
Perfect
So he
minute,
got
yeah.
he got an equalizing goal for us. And then McTominay scored a second. He scored a brace in that particular game to help United beat us. Yeah. So they were better than us on the day. You can say in every department,
And
really, except for their goalkeeper and their right back, not right centre back, Lindelof. Every other United player on that day has got at least a 7+ rating. Yeah.
yeah. So and I know that our former players they usually turn up to score against us, even if they've been having a very bad run.
Yep, it's a Chelsea thing.
So Mason Mount is somebody to watch out for tomorrow. Part of the charity
Definitely.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Part of
So coming to
the
okay,
spirit
yeah,
of giving.
coming to yeah. So coming to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling has failed to score in any of his 25 appearances against Manchester United in all competitions. His last 25 appearances against them. So do you think if he starts tomorrow or if he features tomorrow, which hopefully I think he will, Do you think he's capable of doing anything?
I won't even start him. That's a good plan. Let me say this. I don't dislike Raheem Sterling, but what I want to say is this. Raheem
Yeah,
Sterling, he does well in a more rehearsed team. He's not the sort of guy that you give the responsibility to lead a team or to even lead by example. I don't think he's capable of doing that. But if he plays in a team that is well rehearsed, that plays as a cohesive unit, that usually where he doesn't, you can say, try to do too much to show, yeah, that he's the most experienced or he's the one leading the team. You'd see, you hardly notice that he's not a good dribbler. You will hardly notice his deficiencies of all. Let me use a simpler language. I think one of the biggest problem at Chelsea is that he's trying to be the sort of player he's not. He's not a leader. He's just more experienced than all the players we have, but he doesn't have leadership qualities in him. And you can argue his the biggest hindrance to him becoming a good leader is that a selfish tendency in him. Him wanting to be the guy that makes
yeah,
things happen. At City, he was able to perform and perform consistently. That's because there's no that you can say not mandate really that not know that he had no pressure on him to lead.
that's
He
true.
was just part of a squad, part of a team. And at City, he I don't think he wouldn't dare be as selfish as he's been at Chelsea. Otherwise, Pep would bench him. That's by the way. My main point is this. Coming back to the question you asked, I'd rather him not start. I'd rather Mihailo Mudryk start. He has more to his game. He's a better dribbler, has better shot in him, can use both fit effectively than Raheem Sterling. So, but there's a chance he starts. You never know. Our manager, with regards to his selection process, has been consistently inconsistent. If you perform well, your reward would be to sit on the bench in the next game. So, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but I'd rather Mihailo Mudryk start, growing in confidence and there's a lot more to his game. I wouldn't even mind him playing in the 10 role, but on the flanks too, he's proven that he can perform that role effectively.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so too. I love to see Mudrik because he's more of the future of Chelsea than Sterling. Because
Mm-hmm.
Sterling's on a very high wage and he's not really meeting up to expectation. So there's possibility that if the Chelsea has the opportunity to offload him, he's more likely to be offloaded than Mudrik. Considering the fact that Manchester United have lost 11 top games this season, they are just one game short of 2013 season where they've lost 12 top games in all competitions. So, do you think uh, there's possibility that they might lose tomorrow because the on
No,
the what do they call it, the win probability, Chelsea seems to
no,
be
I don't.
50% and
Yeah,
then 23% draw, 27%. Yeah,
in all honesty, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe you could, if you like, call it the law of averages. I don't think. I don't think so. The game is played over. You just cannot script football. And I think you follow the game long enough to know that yeah, what I don't think it has no
yeah,
bearing
sure,
in what towards the outcome of the game tomorrow, in my opinion.
yeah. So, all right. Do you think that our failure to defeat to take the advantage of Burnley last weekend, do you think that has an impact on our confidence building up to going into tomorrow's game?
Uh, Possibly something that has been constant is our struggles towards the end of all. You can say lots of the games that we played so far this season. Our struggles towards the end of games, no matter how well we're doing it, from the first minute to the around 70th to 75th minute, will start struggling, no matter how well we started the game. So I think that's something that's proven to be constant. I've never seen games where we finish comfortably, except for the FA Cup games where we've played against the championship teams. Against Premier League games, it just looks as if once we're in the 70th minutes plus, then the panic. What do I? Um, the panic he plays, I'm not sure what better language to use, sets in, and then you see the players making all sorts of mistakes that you least expect from players playing at the highest level, such as the Premier League. So yeah, I think he will because yeah, we considered. When did we consider that game?
Which one? The
But let's just leave it at that. Even leaving
Burnley.
it
No, the
at the
Burnley game.
fact
I
that
think we
yeah,
scored. We scored first.
yeah, I know we scored first, but I think at one point it was 1-1, right? Then we scored the second goal, and then they equalized
Yeah,
nearly, you could say
they
immediately.
equalized
So
again.
my
Yeah.
yeah, so my point is I think there's a pattern to that, constant actually. That's because towards the end of the game we tend to struggle. Even if we're winning by four goals to nothing, chances are the opposition will get a chance at you can say scoring 4 goals and even beating us. That's not the first time it has happened. So I think, yeah, the fact that we didn't win that game, I think that's an issue. And given the age bracket of our players, they're very inexperienced. That will play in their minds, even if they start well. Towards the end of the game, as usual, I believe they still struggle again. I don't think we've made any changes that I believe will lead to us solving that issue of struggling towards the end of games. If anything, I think the only solution will be a reset. Reset doesn't mean you can say a sport clear out. A reset such as preseason, such as the end of the season, or maybe let me just call it a fresh start. I think we'll still continue to see that struggles in the final, you can say, final 15 minutes of the games until the end of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's what I think too, because if you look at the way it's been going, it's kind of shameful that you score against Burnley and then they hit back immediately, and then the team was just was one man down, and we still didn't utilize it. So there was a speculation that Levi Coel is expected to return this week. So do you think that is visible? Because I haven't really had anything much with respect to that.
I am not sure if Trevor Chalobah is available, Benwa Bedashil is available, Thiago Silva is available. Uh, um, I don't see the manager. You can say uh, um, accelerating his return. If we, I don't I remember we did look at the injury update list. I can't quite remember, but let's see here. Let me go here. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Let me see. I'm not too sure whether he played tomorrow. I'm not too sure. Or even be on the bench. I'm not too sure. I think we just have to wait to see.
Yeah,
And yeah, let's see. We have Ben Chilwell, Akani Chukwuemeka, Christopher and Kunku, Leslie Guchiko, Levi Colwell, a few days. That's the status to, yep, attach to his name there on the injury list.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. If he says a few days, then
yeah.
probably
No,
he's not going to even be on the bench.
yeah, no. I wasn't expecting for tomorrow. I'm just looking at possibility of him maybe returning back to the team, maybe on the bench anytime soon. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I meant.
possibly on the bench. Yeah, possibly on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah, and then okay, if you look at Scott McTominay, people regard him as an average player, but lately he's been stepping up for Manchester United. Like Bobby said in the morning that he uses a bully approach. So when he said that, he reminded me of Drogba and some defenders. Yeah. So, but although you can't compare the quality of the two, though, but then, do you think
I,
he has a chance of shining against us tomorrow? Because he
yeah.
got the winning
Yeah, he
goal for
scored
them
2 goals
the other
against
time.
us the last time, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 goals. Yeah, a brace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so why wouldn't he? Yeah, I mean, Ten Hag would be stupid not to give him a start. I think he starts if he's fully fit. If anything doesn't happen to him by the time the game starts tomorrow, I think he plays, and you don't underestimate such player. He's you can say he's been, you can say, he's performed consistently for them. Even when he doesn't score goals, he runs a lot too. You don't you, if you under you if again if you underestimate McTominay, you'll be doing that at your own peril. He has it in him. He
Hmm.
has that. You can say, I'm not sure what better language to use there, but I don't think we should underestimate him. I think he will be again. He will do well tomorrow. Yeah, given the fact that he scored 2 goals against us the last time, I think he will be looking to uh,
Yeah.
replicate that tomorrow, and he's capable of doing that. And they're playing us at a time when we played 11 games and have not been able to keep a single clean sheet in 11 games. So there will be goals tomorrow. The question now is how many goals. I'd be shocked if we don't concede tomorrow.
I'll be shocked too. I hope we win, but possibility of we not conceding is not really certain. And what do I call it? So just to review the what do they call it? The training. You know, we're talking the morning we're talking about players who were who the status says in team training.
Mhm.
So I think basically in team training means the person is training on the pit on training on the grass because Chaloba is training, Kanichuku Emeka is training, Malogusto is training also, Robert Sanchez is training. So only Ben Chilwell, who they said is absent. Levi Cowell is also absent, undergoing rehabilitation. So Wesley Fofana continue to undergo his rehabilitation program. Rhys James, same thing, rehabilitation. Romeo Lavia, same rehabilitation. So in training, we actually saw these guys training as well. So I think it's a possibility that they can be available on the bench. I'm not saying they are going to start, or they could feature in selection, maybe on the bench or something. So that's a hope that they can return as earlier than speculated. But do you see Enzo starting tomorrow? Enzo Fernandez.
Definitely. I think he
Okay.
starts. I think he will be one of the two sixes. It's not like if he start after all the travels, I was thinking he was going to be dropped. He will not start the last game, given the fact that he traveled and he played it just was that 2 days before that game. I can't quite remember. And I was thinking, given jet lag and everything, the long distance travel, that he was not going to start. He started. I think he starts tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, I was quite disappointed he started though. Because you know him coming with a jet lag and everything and playing shows that we don't really have that quality in the depth. Because I was thinking Casade was what would be called upon. Because I think this guy is good. I think he has that confidence. He has that boldness. So I was expecting that someone else will maybe start and he will be on the bench. So don't you think it's time for, like we said the other time during the last live session, the coach needs to try to give some of these guys confidence. You know, like a lot of people still think players like Alfie Gilchrist is a kid. He's 21 years old. That guy is older than Malo Gusto, and he's not been getting enough playing time. Even when he plays, sometimes he's played in a different position. I think the coach should try to improve on that. What's your take? Because these are not players on loan; they are our players.
Yeah. I'm. I would say the new contract isn't really because that is exceptionally good or maybe good enough. And I haven't seen enough to actually judge whether he's good enough or not good enough. I'm going to say I'm not too sure about that. I think probably it's more like them securing an investment. A lot of people did say that, and it's believable until I don't have enough sample size to judge his playing ability. From what I've seen, it looks like he's that sort of player. You get 300% from him, commitment from him whenever he's on the pitch. He's Chelsea through and through. But beyond those things that I've just mentioned, is he really good enough for Chelsea? Only time will tell. I don't know. But I don't think he's good enough to be starting over or any of the players we have. His time will come. I don't think the manager should prioritize starting him. In the right back position, we have Gusto, who's been excellent. I've been told that he's traditionally a center back. And in the center back area, there are more experienced players there to start. And I don't think the manager, we have the luxury to risk too much. That's because there's still a lot to play for. We could still finish the season in a much better position in the table and achieve be participating in a European competition next season. So we are in a situation where those young players, except if the much more experienced players are out with injury, that's when they get to play. But if those are the more experienced players are available, it'd be difficult for the younger players to get chance. Unfortunately, because I get it. I've argued before. We have nothing to lose. Why not give the kids an opportunity? No, we still have a lot to lose. We could still finish sixth. If you check the point difference and the you can say the difference between again in 40 points.
Yeah,
Let me just look at it quickly. So there
yeah.
isn't much. Tottenham, let's say Manchester United sixth place, they have 48 points, and we have 40. So it's just 8 points. And in seventh place,
Yeah,
West Ham has
yeah.
45, and we have 40. So we can still catch up with them. And West Ham, they played 31 games in total. You see the
Yeah, that's
difference
true.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we played how many? 28, right?
We played 28, yeah.
Yeah, so we still have 3 more to play. So we
Yeah.
still have a chance. So I don't think the manager has the luxury to give those young players a lot of
Assuming
playing
we
time.
get assuming we get 9 points, yeah.
Yeah, but we also have to pay attention
Yeah,
to the
that's very true.
results
That's
of all
absolutely
that.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have something to play for.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can land in UEFA. But I don't want Conference League, trust me.
No, I don't
I
want that.
did.
You see, I think the compensation I'm hearing, it's nothing. You can say it doesn't. I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion.
No, it's not worth it. Yeah, it's an unnecessary
Yeah.
distraction. I was telling someone who is an Arsenal fan, a very good friend of mine. We're having a conversation, and then he said, but I why was it that when Mourinho won it, I counted this as an achievement? I said, yeah, it's the first trophy, a European trophy for Roma. But in our own case, we've won Champions League twice and won the Europa Cup also multiple times as well with European Super Cup, Club World Cup. So Conference League for us is nothing. Maybe for someone who has never had European trophy, it could be something. So it's not worth it for us to have that and then risk being injured. And then the financial compensation is nothing to talk about. It's nothing to discuss. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
and again, we spend a lot on players' salaries and all that than Roma. To the Roma is sees, but for Chelsea, it's nothing, in my opinion.
yeah, that's true. So talking about yeah, finally let's look at the selection for tomorrow. Well, so after the coach press conference, now we've known players that are not likely to be able to start. Definitely Chilwell is out. Most likely what's his name, we know Levi hasn't been
Cucurella.
available. Yeah, Cucurella is available for tomorrow. So how do you think they would line up, considering what he said in the press conference, considering the options that are available to him?
Yeah, I
You
think
think?
in my opinion, I think between the six, that's not a difficult one. Petrovic will keep his place.
Yeah,
The two center backs, I see the Sassi starting. Thiago Silva, it's a bit difficult to say whether Thiago Silva starts over Benoit Badiashile. But here's the thing: Bobby did argue that rotation would be key because in April we have the schedule is tight. it will get really, really tight. I think at some point we'll be playing for. I think after this game we'll be playing the next 4 days or so. I don't know, but I think it gets tighter as we get into we get more into April. So because he didn't travel, and Benoit Badiashile, who returned from injury at the time, started over him. That's talent. But at the same time, you could argue that there's a chance the manager rotates because the games will be coming in thick and fast. So, but I'll still go with Benoit Badiashile and Disasi, left back Marco Correa, right back Malo Gusto, 260 Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Casedo. In the 10th position, Conor Gallagher, left wing Raheem Sterling. No, left wing Mihailo Mudryk, right wing Cole Palmer, and number 9 Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, I think Jackson is still our best option in the center forward role, considering his
Yeah.
work rate. Cole Palmer also is doing a good job. He did very well in the last game, operating from the right. And Mihailo Mudryk was on the left. But in the last game, I expected the coach to have swapped Mudryk to the center. I expected him to have done that much earlier enough, bringing him to the center, because he's been very fantastic in the center in the previous games, like 2 or 3 games in a row. One of them he came from the bench. Yeah. So if you see Sterling tomorrow, will you be surprised?
Nope. Nothing new there.
Yeah.
We know that he doesn't reward performance, so I won't be shocked if I see Sterling start over Mihailo Mudryk. Because we're definitely that Jackson definitely will start. Gallagher definitely will start. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. Palmer will definitely start. So the only place nobody will ever it'd be different again that he always because you're never too sure what he's going to do is the left wing position. Yeah. So I don't think he respects Mudryk that much. We'll find out tomorrow if that has changed.
And I'm happy for Mudryk that he's been stepping up lately. He's been doing quite well. So hopefully he'll give the coach more reason to start him. Yeah. Thank you so much, coach, for making yourself available once again.
My
Really
pleasure. My
appreciate
pleasure.
you. Thank you for your support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gradually. Again, I will come on even if you have just zero. Even if I have 0 people watching, don't worry. That's what it takes to get there. It will change over time, but we need to work on more the SEO. We'll talk later on.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, coach. Yeah. Do have a good night. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.